We're at a brand new spot today and we're going to look around for some treasure. But we're not going to really go in the water too much because it's getting cold. And as you can see, the leaves are almost all fallen already. So we're way past peak color. But the reason we're here is because I'm in a different part of the country and I was looking at a map and there was a road that went right along this bend of the river. And it's a very old road. And I thought to myself, it'd be worth coming out here to look. Because anytime you have roads that go right along the edge, people have a tendency to throw stuff in the water when they go by. Whether it's bags of, Michelob bottles or cans, or it's, old muskets that they found on some battlefield somewhere they just want to get rid of, or modern guns that was used in a murder. So what we're going to do is we're just going to check this place out. Now, unfortunately, you look way up there, that's where the road is now. So it's not right on the water like I had hoped. But that doesn't mean it wasn't right on the water 100 years ago. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. And in the old days, of course, I would keep close to the water so that the horses could come down and get a drink. The horses that were dragging or towing the wagons and stuff, so they like to be able to have a water source. So we're going to check this spot out. May not be anything here, but we're going to make a video no matter what we find. The road goes up along the bend there pretty high, so we're going to hunt up through here first, then we're going to turn around and come back, and the road disappears up into the hills that way, and we'll just go down a little further. You can see there's an old fishing area down there. We'll probably only go down to those trees though. Are you ready? I can see junk in the water, but it's nothing old yet. But we're going to find out in just a minute. Got the old trusty AT Gold with me today. That's a good machine for these little sniping expeditions because it's so light. All right, enough yapping. Let's get to it. First thing I noticed is this old tire. I wonder what that is that's on it. Looks like it's clamped to it. So that's not one of those things you clamp the tire so you can't drive away with them, is it? You can't drive away with the car. I don't know what it is. There's tons of iron in here and junk. You can hear the targets. So what we're going to do is we're just going to concentrate on the big iron because we're not too far from a battlefield. So I'm hoping there's a cannonball or two down here. Let's say just a lot of junk in here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off and get to it. This is going to be a tough one. So far we're not having a lot of luck finding stuff like this. Do you know what that is? I'm pretty sure that's a chain binder like you would use on a truck to hold down cargo, or a wagon for that matter. I don't think it's too old. Finding a lot of just junky junk, and I am getting a lot of kind of mid-tone signals, not quite mini ball signals, but close. They're probably modern sinkers, but I'll probably have to go back and get my pinpointer, and we'll explore a few of those. Well, I'll try to dig one without a pinpointer and see what it is. Next one I hear, I'll go ahead and turn on the camera. What do you think that is? That looks like some gear or something. Yeah, it's definitely gear of some kind, or cog. I don't know which one you'd call that, but a lot of big iron in here. We're going to go up to, let's go up to those big rocks right there on the bank, and then we'll turn around and come back. It's actually shallow. It looks like it might be shallower up there too. Might be a crossing. Could be the wind though, but we'll check that out too. Something right there gave a pretty decent signal. See it? It's iron. Not very heavy. It's probably a oil filter off of a car. No, it's not an oil filter. Doesn't look very old though, does it? Yeah, it's a lot shallower here. I only have these little boots on today, so we're getting closer to that rock. So far, not so good. A lot of iron up in this area too. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not going to carry it out though. I wish I brought my bag. Yeah, it's another piece of iron. Look at that thing. That thing's huge. It's a piece of rail or something. Railroad rail. Yeah, we might get lucky yet. Again, the road's way up there though, so people could get down to the water there, I suppose. Alright, we'll keep looking. We made it up to the rock, and the further upriver we came, the less we found, or less I found. That's the rock right there, so we're going to look around in front of it a little bit, but looky here! River treasure! Somebody must have been sitting on the rock just like I am and set their glasses down. They're just cheap reading glasses. Maybe I can use them. What do you think? Are they becoming? I don't even think they're reading glasses. Whoa. I guess they are. Wish I hadn't done that. don't know, for you guys that have to use reading glasses like I do occasionally when I eat a lot of sugar. When you are trying to see and it's a little bit blurry and you put your glasses on, it's nice and clear. When you take your glasses off, it's really blurry and you have to use them for the rest of the day. It's terrible. Like, just in seconds, your eyeballs do that to you. So I hate to do that, because now I won't be able to see up close for a while. Sugar does it to me. Well, this has been a bust so far. I looked out in front of the rock and there's just a bunch of beer cans, so we're not going to worry about that. We're going to go back to where we started, because you know me, I saved the best looking spot for last. Right on the corner there. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and leave the reading glasses there, because they're all glued together and they're really cheap. So I'm thinking whoever left them probably doesn't have a lot of money or they're cheap like me, and who knows, they may come back and look for them later on. I kind of doubt it, but they might. Alright, let's go back toward the bend there. I quit getting those bullet signals, by the way, as soon as I left the bend, so they're probably sinkers, but we'll dig a few of them just to check it out. Alright, so we're back where we started, and I'm starting to dig a few of those little squeakers, and this is what they appear to be. This is an unfired blank round from a 5.56 millimeter weapon, like what we use, the Army uses, and Marines and whatnot. The U.S. military uses this, so it's unfired though. We'll dig a few more just to make sure that's all they are, but I suspect there's a ton of these in here. Kind of funny, I went ahead and filled the hole back in, and I just ran the loop over it one more time just to make sure. And here are all the signals in here. Of course, there's an old can right there. We're not going to mess with that. But as I look down, I can see like tons of cartridges in there. Let's turn this thing off. It's a lot of metal right here. Okay, look at that. That's probably a 30-06. That's a little rotted, probably a 30 caliber carbine, I reckon. Here's another one. Maybe it's one of those. Yeah, it's just one of those. Here's another one, another blank. Gosh, another blank. Isn't that weird? No, we don't want to be digging these all day, but it's kind of strange to see all these in one spot like that. Must have been something going on here. There's another 06. Unfortunately, I tried to clean it using spit, so I can't read it very well. I don't know if you guys can. You can probably see it better than I can. I should have saved those reading glasses. I'm sure there's a million of them in here, though. I heard a bunch of squeaks right over in here, too. Yeah, I can see them laying down in there. Isn't that weird? I won't dig too many of these. I guess this isn't too exciting, is it? Oh, it's kind of neat, though. You know me. I wish I had my pen pointer. I could probably find a ton of them just laying in here. See any more laying around? I don't. We'll go ahead and carry these out of here just for the heck of it. Put them on eBay. Not really. Alright, I'm going to fill this hole back in with my boot because these rocks are very sharp. I'll put it in my little side pocket. I didn't bring my digging bag. That rock is slate and it's very, very sharp. I should have brought my gloves down, but I thought we'd just be using the magnet mostly. Alright. Right to the corner. That's where we need to be. So we're right down in the corner now, which I think should be the hot spot. I can see there's a bunch of concrete and stuff, so it might not be so hot. We just dug a wrench. That's a modern wrench. Hopefully there's better stuff. It's kind of weird how those logs are sticking out of the bank right there. They're all like sticking straight out. There's 3 or 4 of them. We're going to go around to that and down just a little bit further, maybe down to that fishing area, then we're going to stop. Hopefully we can get around here with my short boots. I wish I had some hip waders today. Didn't plan ahead. Actually, I had hoped to be in the water, but it's probably warm enough. If we find something good, we'll jump in. Sure about that piece. This piece of iron. That's all I found so far. I've come about a quarter of the way, and not a lot of signals, unfortunately. Yeah, it's going to get deep. Hopefully we can get around that tree. If not, we'll have to scoot around it and jump in on the other side. So here we are at these logs, right? And this is a big log that's here, but I'm not sure. It could have just washed down with one of the floods. But look at these logs that are sticking out, okay? That caught my attention when we first got here. Now that I'm over here, you can see there's logs going this way too. See? And this one's been cut. That's been worked right here. That's not natural. So that didn't just wash in here, unless it washed in from a bridge up above somewhere maybe. But it's definitely been worked by man. And see how they're stacked in here like that? Here's some more. What do you think? That goes down that way. Look at them. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that maybe this corner right here is a old ferry crossing, or maybe there was a bridge here. Now I don't see anything on the other side, but that's on the inside bend, so that gets covered over really quick. I'm suspecting this is an old bridge or something right here, or ferry. That just doesn't look natural at all, does it? Hopefully we'll find something old. I have not found anything yet. It's pretty deep though, but we'll look around a little more. So I didn't get many signals coming through there, but I do believe that that's man-made for sure. But I wanted to show you this. This is a good example about the fishing line I was telling you about. How it gets wrapped around animals' legs. It got wrapped around my loop and it won't come free. Now if that was a goose or duck or a beaver or something like that, you know, it might be trapped here forever or just die very soon. Very sad. I'll go ahead and pull that free and get that out of here though. These logs kind of trend an awful long ways down across this bank, further than I would suspect for like a ferry or something. But they keep going. Look at that. And see that big one there? You can tell that's been worked too. That end's been sharpened. Maybe there was like a log raft here or something from back when they were lumbering in the 1800s or something. What do you think? Maybe this is where they get caught up on this river when they were trying to float them down. That could be, I suppose. I guess, no, they would have cut those things off if it had been the case. I don't know about that. Very strange. We're not going to go any further that way because it's very deep and I'm not getting any signals here anyway, so I think we're done for the day. Let's go back to the bank there and we'll look at what we found. So I have a theory as to why these logs are here and why they're sticking out of the bank and some are worked and some aren't. Because obviously if they've been worked, you know, man has done something with them, and the ones that have not been cut and the branches are sticking out, we know that wouldn't have been part of like a logging raft from like the 1800s when they're floating logs down this river. Which might be the reason I find so many axes in the water now that I'm thinking about it. Let's take a look at it. So you have all these sticking out and they're going around the bank the same way. Now I have seen this application or log just like this in a smaller creek not long ago, and it was a new application and they had signs up there and they explained that they do that for erosion control. Now, two roads come together here right on this bend, so they're probably worried about the banks washing out, so they put these logs down here and covered them over with junk, like the dirt and all these big giant pieces of concrete that I'm finding, because you see this concrete there and there's some concrete up in here as well. But since we're here at this concrete, let me show you what we found today. We just found these cartridges, some blanks and some not blanks that were fired, and of course a little piece of fishing line. I didn't keep anything else, and there's 1,000 of those things down there if anybody wants to go find some more. So I hope you enjoyed the little video. I know it wasn't much to it, but I'm going to try to do this every time I go out so that you can see that not every day is a great day, because every day is never a great day. This is what I do. So we'll see you again. The sun's still pretty high, so we might get another hunt in a little bit later.